Welcome to Pinoy Guard, where strategy meets sovereignty. Today, we explore one of the most dramatic shifts in Philippine defense strategy in modern history. Our country stands at the crossroads of acquiring the legendary F-16 fighter jets and the cutting-edge Typhon missile system, a potential game-changer in the Indo-Pacific. But here's the twist. This isn't just about planes and missiles. It's about balancing economics, deterring aggression in the South China Sea, and standing firm beside allies during the region's most uncertain era. What does a $5.8 billion deal really mean for a developing country like the Philippines? Why is Washington so willing to deploy Typhon launchers on our soil during joint exercises? And most importantly, is Manila quietly preparing for a future clash over Taiwan? Join us to the end, and you'll discover the silent preparations, calculated strategies, and hidden leverage that could redefine the Philippine military posture forever. Let's begin. Part 1. Background and context. In recent weeks, Philippine Ambassador Jose Manuel Romualdez drew global attention when he revealed a compelling financial detail. The Philippines enjoys a $4.8 billion trade surplus with the United States. So if we move forward with the $5.8 billion F-16 deal, it would shift to a $1 billion surplus in America's favor. This statement was not random, it was strategic. It shows that Manila is not only thinking in terms of military strength, but also economic diplomacy. By presenting the deal as mutually beneficial, Philippine officials are making it politically easier for U.S. lawmakers to support the sale of F-16s and potentially other systems like the Typhon. The F-16 Block 70/72, the variant being considered, is not your average fighter jet. It features AESA radar for long-range detection, modernized cockpit with helmet-mounted targeting, expanded air-to-air and air-to-ground strike capabilities, upgraded engine with higher thrust and fuel efficiency. Pair that with a networked combat system, and the F-16 becomes not just a plane, but an integrated node in a defense web stretching from Japan to Palawan. But air power isn't the only priority. During recent Balacadan exercises, U.S. forces deployed the Typhon missile system in northern Luzon, strategically placed to overlook both the Taiwan Strait and the South China Sea. This raised eyebrows in Beijing and sparked interest in Manila. Part 2. Analysis and information about the Typhon system. So what exactly is the Typhon missile system, and why is it vital? Known officially as the Mid-Range Capability (MRC) system, Typhon is a ground-launched missile platform capable of firing SM-6 interceptors, designed to take down aircraft, cruise missiles, and even some ballistic threats. Tomahawk cruise missiles, for precision long-range strikes, including land attack missions. With an estimated range of over 1,600 kilometers, Tomahawks launched from Typhon batteries in the Philippines could theoretically strike targets across the Taiwan Strait, or illegal installations in the West Philippine Sea. For military planners, this opens an entirely new dimension in deterrence. Rather than relying solely on the Navy or Air Force, The Philippine Army, once limited to infantry and artillery, could become a strategic strike force capable of influencing regional conflicts from the ground. This would support joint and combined operations with the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, helping plug one of the biggest holes in our current defense setup: deep strike capability. And Typhon is mobile. Mounted on trucks, it can be deployed quickly across rough terrain and repositioned to avoid counterattacks, a perfect fit for archipelagic defense. Part 3. Procurement history. The idea of acquiring F-16s is not new. Back in the 1990s, the Philippines operated F-5A Freedom Fighters, aging jets from the Cold War era. After they were retired, Manila tried to negotiate F-16s in 2001, but the cost and lack of long-term support led to the plans being shelved. Instead, the country acquired Fa-50 light fighters from South Korea, which were delivered between 2015 and 2017. These jets have proven reliable, but their range and weapon load are more limited than a true multi-role fighter like the F-16. In 2023, Washington approved the possible sale of 12 F-16 Block 7072 fighters, with spare engines, guided weapons, and logistics support, estimated at $2.43 billion. But due to inflation, full armament, and training, the actual value has now reached $5.8 billion. That's where the drama comes in. With competing offers from Sweden Saab for the JAS-39 Gripen, Manila must choose wisely. The United States, however, holds a strategic card: EDCA sites, logistics supply chains, and joint interoperability. As for the Typhon system, while no official procurement deal has been signed, interest is intensifying. Manila sees value in deploying systems that were already tested on Philippine soil during exercises. Part 4. Improvements and strategic advantages. The most significant improvement that will come from acquiring these systems is network-centric warfare capability. Both the F-16 Block 70 and the Typhon system are designed to link with allied forces, allowing real-time data sharing, target designation, and multi-domain coordination. This is the future of warfare, and the Philippines must not be left behind. Advantages include greater deterrence. With longer-range weapons, enemies will think twice before making aggressive moves. Enhanced air defense. The SM-6 missiles from Typhon offer another layer of airspace control, especially near contested waters. Economic diplomacy. Strengthening ties with the U.S. could attract foreign investment, military aid, and technology transfers. Rapid deployment. Mobile launchers and multi-mission jets allow flexible responses to crisis zones, especially in the Baton's, Palawan, and Zamboanga corridors. Moreover, these acquisitions are not merely about war. They're about building capacity, training a new generation, and defining the next era of the armed forces of the Philippines. Closing. Ladies and gentlemen, the Philippines is no longer standing still. From high-flying F-16s to ground-based Typhon launchers, our nation is charting a path of strategic self-reliance and asserting its rightful place in the Indo-Pacific chessboard. But this path is not without cost. It demands discipline, investment, and a long-term vision that transcends political cycles. Will the 5.8 billion US dollars F-16 deal go through? Will the Typhon missile system eventually stand guard over Luzon's northern edge? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear, the future of Philippine defense is no longer a question of if, but how far we're willing to go to defend our freedom. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. This is Pinoy Guard, where we stand watch, so you don't have to.